Welcome to the greatest American art form, the mixtape. Mixtape, a homemade compilation of media typically from multiple sources recorded into a medium. Mixtape Therapy, a compilation of authentic conversations recorded by multiple people on my podcast. Our connections are experiences that we have, and I hope these mixtapes make us feel more connected. Remember, be authentic. They'll adjust. So y'all are going to participate in this little thing that I'm calling Mixtape Therapy. And basically so far the way it's worked is that when two people have a pretty close relationship with each other, so we're going to really quickly go through it. How long have y'all known each other?
14 years. 15 years.
Do you know?
Jackson's almost 17.
Do you know Chase anything other than gay? Was he out whenever y'all met?
He was out when we met, but there was always girls that he was making out with and hooking up with, so it was very confusing for everybody.
I got a little squirrely on the weekends.
He was squirrely sometimes.
There were some, I don't know if it's not that I'm bi, it's just that there were some girls around that...
No names needed, but...
that were just... I got a little squirrely on the weekends.
But yes, the answer is yes.
Okay,
we always knew he was gay.
I was always gay. I never said I'm bi because of it.
Yeah,
I'm
correct.
not that gay.
No.
A lot of gays will grab one girl and be like, "No, I'm not gay, bro. I'm bi because I got Nancy."
Yeah, no,
and
you were
like,
definitely not like
I
that.
didn't. It was just because, yeah.
Nancy sounds like a beard.
Oh yeah.
She was a beard.
Poor Nancy. So anyways, so what this mixtape therapy thing is going to be is there are four subjects. Okay. There are reflection, tough questions, the bad, and the good. Okay. And since there are four, I'm gonna let y'all each pick two, right? And y'all can do whatever y'all want to decide who goes first, and then you need to pick a subject, and then I'm gonna pick a card out of it, and then y'all are gonna work through it.
Okay.
All right. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, so you got reflection, tough questions, the bad, and the good.
Let's go with the bad.
All right. Jarrod, in what ways has Chase changed that you do not like?
There's nothing that I can point to that he's changed that I don't like. It's actually been the opposite for me. So that's not a hard question. It's just...
Let's try another one because that was too good.
Well, it's true. It's been the opposite for you. I think you've changed in a way more positive way than I look at you 15 years ago and I look at you today and whoa.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Is there anything that Jarrod has changed that you don't like?
No, I was really wanting him to tell me something so I'd have something to work on when I got home.
No.
Okay.
Because I would tell you even. I know. Yeah, that is not taking a question.
I would have known it already.
I would have already told him.
Here you go. This is a pretty easy. This is an easier one. Okay.
For me or for Chase?
Y'all both are going to answer it, but I'll just pose it to you first since we're okay.
Okay.
Have you ever been envious of Chase?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Sure.
In what way?
For sure. There's been moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing to be like, because I have no ability to sing. None. I love to sing.
Can you think of a particular moment in which you thought that about him?
So many. I mean, because I've always watched Chase in awe. I mean, I've really, from the day one, from the very first time we ever saw his very first performance that we ever saw him in. And I can remember thinking like, wow, I wish I could do that. And an envious way, but not in a bad way, but like, wow, there's no way I could ever do that type of thing. But I loved watching him do it. I would say probably, like I think back to when I worked at the country club and he would do our annual swim party thing out at the pool. And how, it's 105 degrees outside and he's like on a ladder in the South Texas sun, jumping up and down and still singing and nailing all the notes and running through all the songs and making everybody dance and jump off diving boards and almost die. But in my mind, I can remember being envious in a way that was like, yeah, fuck, like I wish I could do that. I wish I could sing. Honestly, that I wish I could sing. I just don't have that ability.
Chase, has there ever been a time that... so I had a really quick question.
Yes.
I'm sure
we've already we talked about this when we did the podcast that like, there was times where you doubt yourself, right? You're like, why am I doing this? Blah, 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 whatever. And to hear Jarrod kind of be like so envious of all these places he's seen you and seen you do that stuff, and probably know in some of those moments you probably doubted yourself. And you were kind of like, oh, what the fuck am I doing? And Jarrod and them were coming, so I got to put on a good show for them, or whatever. But like, I'm not into it. I'm not into it today. Is it weird to hear him say that he was envious in these moments that maybe you weren't like the best version of yourself, or you had doubt?
Yeah, well, absolutely in that moment, because I know I was just like, I remember doing those parties and just, to me at that point, being able to have a gig at the country club was a huge deal to me. I'm playing with the fancy people, because I came from the little hole in the wall bars. So I could remember those same parties. I remember when the woman pencil dived into the pool off the diving board and we had to use the shepherd's hook
To rescue
her out.
No names.
But these fun moments, I was not the confident person in my head. I was just trying to...
You were being Chase Brown.
Yeah, I was just trying to get through a good show. So I love to... that makes me feel good, obviously.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that like you weren't necessarily faking it to make it, but you were like going like, if I want people to believe this, I have to put this best version of myself out and do this product. And Jarrod believed.
Yeah. He was honestly one of the, him and Renee, because they kind of came from Austin and came to Victoria, all I kind of knew was just Victoria folk here and there, and when him and Renee came to my show, they were so enthusiastic about me that honestly, they boosted my confidence so much because they made me feel cool. They made me feel like I was something in this town that they were excited about. And it's meant a lot to me. Thinking back to just how much they kind of gave me that kind of boost that I needed, I think right when I needed it, there was nobody else around that was a positive, just good people. I'm just so glad that I met you guys when I did and kept you. I feel like I don't collect anything in life but good people. And I'm so glad that you're in my collection. I love you.
I love you too.
I don't know what that means. Is that good to be in his collection?
No, I like being in his collection.
Hey, okay, really quickly, has there ever been
I'll
a time?
never let him go.
Have you ever been envious of Jarrod?
Yes.
When?
So there's this part of me that I've always wanted to like be a daddy and have babies and just going like even at like my 30th birthday, I went to their house and Renee made me a birthday cake and I'm there and they're, all the kids are little in Spider-Man outfits and it was just the perfect family, the way they've raised their kids, the way they've brought their kids up and how they've brought their kids up to respect everybody of every walks of life. I'm so envious of not only of the kids, of not being brought up that way myself, but of being able to bring kids up the way that you have. I'm very envious and I can't wait to hopefully do it half as good as you do, honestly.
Yeah, but that's...
Y'all are the best parents ever. Honestly. I mean, your kids have no hate.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good parents.
Your kids have no hate in their heart towards any group of people. They have nothing in their heart but goodness. So if I didn't have a fresh perm under here, I'd say hats off to you, but I'm going to keep it on.
But you got to think about it. You play a major part in that. I mean, you have always played a major part in that. And we've always...
True.
It's always been extremely important to us.
I appreciate that. I've always been in your
Yes, and you have. And
kids' lives.
It's always been important to us that our children understand love and understand that people may be different than how you feel internally, but that doesn't make them less of a person, and that we love those people just as much as anyone else.
See, and when you say it, it sounds like so that's normal.
Yeah, for us it is. And you know that. Because you've been
But
around
if
it
it
for
was
15
normal,
years.
this whole
I
world
agree.
would be a whole different place if as normal as you made it sound was everybody else's normal, and it's just not. It is extraordinary, and y'all do it the best. So
Well, I appreciate
that's
that.
what I'm envious of, is just y'all have the perfect family and you've done so good. And I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud to be like Uncle Chase.
And they love their Uncle Chase.
They do. They cry
do.
when I don't spend the night.
Do you know what my favorite part is I agree with everything you said, but then when Jarrod will admit when he's like done something wrong or he had fault,
Absolutely.
and then he'll go to his kids and go like, "Hey, I fucked up in that particular scenario," and that's where
Who does that?
well, Jarrod,
I mean, have totally fucked up
but I mean,
many
but
times with my kids.
I know, but who goes and does it like that?
Well, but I mean, if you know, this quote changed everything for me. It was like when you yell at your kids, you're teaching them to yell. So when you teach your kids to go like, "Hey, admit when you're wrong," like be able to be a big enough person to admit when you're wrong and ask for forgiveness, you're teaching them to do that, and I think that that's excellent.
So commendable, yeah.
Yeah. All right, it's your turn, right, Chase?
Yeah.
Wait. Who picked the subject?
Me.
Okay, so Chase.
Oh wait, no, I did it because I picked
okay.
bad.
You picked bad.
All right.
Yeah, sorry.
Jarrod, reflection, tough questions, or the good?
Tough questions. Let's get it out of the way. Be done with that shit. So we can go sing karaoke. Oh,
what am I
Lord.
going to sing? It's a human sign when things go wrong.
Because they have never heard that song in the last 4
Something's
months.
looking better.
What's your go-to karaoke song? Or hang on. Or,
right now
or,
it's Cold Heart because it's like Elton John and Dua Lipa, and it's like kind of just like
It's fun.
but
funner
let
one.
me ask you something. Do you sometimes when you go to karaoke, you go, "I'm not gonna bring out my best shit first
Until later.
Yeah. hey, that's smart. Hey, that's smart. Like I'm just saying
He
that's
knows. Please, he knows. Don't play this game. He knows.
Strategic?
He knows.
Okay, so
He knows.
Okay,
every time.
Okay.
Who
go.
wants to answer this question first? I think Chase, it's your turn to answer
Okay.
first. I think.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna try this.
This is tough questions.
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-mm.
What secret have you kept from Jarrod?
Oh.
Now, honest to God,
I would be shocked.
There's a lot of people I could play that game with, but I can't think of many with you. And I'm. This
Can you think of
isn't-
anything like just stupid?
I
Just
know
like
I'm trying to, but
I mean,
I'm like,
you,
what employee did he have that I
okay.
hooked up with behind the, golf carts?
Hey,
I don't
just
know.
keep that one like in the back, like the back of your mind if you come across like something funny.
Okay,
But
yeah.
what about-
I don't keep.
Okay, what about this one? This
I tell you shit I should not tell anybody.
I know, and I don't say a damn thing.
Chase.
I don't say a damn
Yes,
thing.
one more.
What is your biggest regret in your relationship with Jarrod?
Oh,
My biggest regret with my relationship with Jarrod. I feel like there were a few years after I moved, or between like right when I left Victoria and when I went to Vegas and I was going through really hard times. I feel like I kind of cut a lot of people out because I didn't want to disappoint them or bring them down.
Were you embarrassed?
Absolutely, 100%. I was supposed to go from Victoria to being a superstar in Vegas. And that turns out takes time.
The past not always linear, right?
Absolutely. So I feel like even though we always stayed close, I still feel like I kind of regret some gaps in there where I just I didn't utilize you as a friend, and I didn't utilize or give myself to you guys as a friend, because I just felt there was a period of shame that I felt like I just shut a lot of people off, and until things got better, then I kind of dropped back in. But that's what I would say is the only thing, is that I just kind of, I remember having little dark periods where I just cut people out. Do you remember any time of me of just kind of being distant or just being?
Well, and I think it's because you left Victoria on such a high.
Oh,
It was
Chase
newspaper articles.
Brown.
There was the big. Remember, we did that big thing in Riverside Park. That big
thousands of dollars raised,
which
thousands embezzled.
Yeah,
It was a big
no
event.
need to go down that path, but and the boys came to that. I mean, they were all young. I mean, you left on this big high, and I think that all of us were very excited for you, and all of us wanted you to succeed. And yes, I understand what you're talking about because it did. There was. I wouldn't say
because I felt like when I came back, there was like a little bit of awkward time because it had been so long, and it was just like I felt like there was a time where we didn't know each other, like we know each other.
I think relationships. I think long-term relationships do that. I think that is.
And you and I have had that.
That's right. That was exactly why.
When you hit back together for a minute, that first few minutes
is weird.
And that's what I would say I regret was that it ever
got weird.
That it ever got weird.
Right. Right.
How about you, Jarrod? What do you regret about your relationship with Chase?
Man.
Or what's a regret you may have? He's like, I have no regrets. Everything was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, man, with Chase, I've never Chase, myself, and Renee, it's always been this kind of unit, us three together. From the very first time that we met Chase. And so
we've been able to talk shit about everybody together.
Yes. And each other.
Yes.
And where our faults were. I will never forget the night that you came, and this all kind of plays into it, but I will never forget one of the first nights you came over to our house when we lived on Belmore Lane on the north side of Victoria, our first house that we lived in Victoria. And we had not known each other for very long. Maybe like 4 to 6 months tops. And this was after one of your shows at Downtown Bar and Grill. And we had an after party at our house, of course. It's like 3:00 in the morning. And you end up, it's just me, you, and Renee on the back porch. It's just us three. And you had worn, in Renee's eyes, an ill-fitting like suit that night. And I can remember you're sitting in the rocking chair and you're smoking your Marlboros when you used to smoke Marlboros, which is so weird to me now to think about that. Weird. And Renee's sitting on your lap, and I have a picture of you two. And Renee has her arms crossed, and she's like, "I really think you should know that your suit tonight was ill-fitting." And I thought, like, I can remember thinking, like, I can't believe Renee just told him that. Like, we haven't known him that long. Yeah. But there was this comfort level, and there was this like no regrets level. Like from day one, it was like,
don't do that again.
Yeah, no shit. It was like, and honestly, Renee is the relationship starter with all our relationship with Chase. It was all based on Renee.
She loved me.
She loved Chase Brown. She went to that first concert, made her shirt, and decided she was
had
like
a shirt that said "I heart Chase Brown," like with iron-on letters. And
yes, the whole 9 yards.
Was in it to win it.
Yes, and she even
said, do you know what that does to a young performer though? To have like these cool Austin people come to town and the hot wife has got a "I heart you" shirt on and you're singing at a little bar in Victoria. I mean, that made me feel like, well, maybe I am worthy of making t-shirts that we sell one day. Honest to God, like that. It was so empowering.
My only comparison is that like when like Jarrod will come, or like you come support my podcast because you know Jarrod, or when like people retweet my stuff or like repost my stuff and like they feel moved enough to like post it on their own social media. Yeah. I feel like, oh man, like maybe I'm doing something really good here. Yeah, and absolutely. Like, and it feels good to be supported. So then now I just like do that shit all the time. Like I'm constantly reposting and liking and doing all that stuff because like,
give it,
if it's right. If unfortunately that's what it's supposed to do, make you feel good, like hit you with dopamine, I mean, I might as well do it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You might as well feel good about your post. Like, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't fucking matter. But if it makes you feel good in that moment, I hope you feel good. And then I hope like it's kind of just that. I hope it didn't go any farther. Yeah. But it does feel good to feel supported, and especially pre-social media.
Oh yeah,
where it's like you're depending on just
likes. That was my real life likes. That was my thumbs up. You know, a shirt with your freaking name on it, and people that are like, "Man, you're the greatest thing in this town." There's nothing in that. I would say,
but this is where I give you a lot of credit you were aware enough to appreciate it. Because I think a lot of people would overlook that and then quit their dream because they felt like they had no support because they were shooting so high and looking so far forward that they can't see what's right in front of them.
Yeah.
But you saw that, like you really felt like, you know, whether it was supported or not, there was people there and it created,
Just you saying that brings me to something that I think about all the time is there's this woman in Victoria, and one day I popped into 205 and I'm sitting at the bar. And I was in Vegas at the time. It was years ago. I didn't have the residency, but I was performing in Vegas and I lived there. And I just come home because my mom and doing a show or two and going back. And this woman, because I'm not on Ellen or because I'm not on the Billboard charts, she really made me feel like, we were rooting for you. And it's like, so what are you, like, you're not, like, we really thought you would make it or do something. And this is like some, real estate agent that's making me feel this big. And
but you let her in. You know what I'm saying? Like all the rest of the times, like you believed in you, but like,
absolutely.
But that's normal. That's totally normal, by the way.
But the moral of all of it is that if I died tomorrow, I don't care what she thinks. I know that I'm so freaking blessed right now. And that most of my idols and my icons and the people that got what she thought I should have got, they all had very tragic endings, right? You got paparazzi jumping out of bushes. You got this kind of weird, thing with whatever. And it always ends up tragic, drug-fueled things with everybody I've ever looked up to.
Right.
There's not one person I've looked up to that hasn't had a tragic fall, right?
Right.
It's hard, right?
But here I am in a place where I'm comfortable and I'm making people feel good and I'm making a living doing what I do. I am a success
Absolutely.
right now.
Yes, 100%.
And she
100%.
doesn't get to tell me because I'm not on Billboard charts that I'm a failure as an entertainer.
Correct.
And I've realized that. But I tell you what, for a long time,
that hurt.
For a long time, that hurt, but it doesn't anymore.
And it shouldn't.
It doesn't, because if I died tomorrow, guess what?
You did it.
Happiest bag of bones you've ever seen.
Let me ask you this: you started really believing in yourself? Just like it's me. Yeah. Like you weren't dependent on other people's opinions. It was your opinion of what you're doing, creating your art, being your person.
Yes.
Being like, for lack of a better word, the most authentic version of yourself, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. It's freeing. It's freeing as fuck, isn't it?
It is freeing, and
you wish everybody could feel like that?
I wish everybody could feel like that, and I wish that everybody could just appreciate everybody's experience and not judge people's value on some make-believe dream that they'll never even understand.
Agreed.
It's just I feel like if you're doing I don't care what you're doing, if you're happy at what you're doing, you're a success. And
totally agree.
I can't imagine sitting next to that bar and telling this woman, I really thought you'd sell $2 million houses this year.
It's awkward,
but you only sold $50,000 houses this year. So like, you kind of let us all down, bitch. I can't imagine ever being that person. So I just wish that would stop. But
really, I have a real quick question.
Yeah.
Was your mom cool with you being gay when you came out? Was she totally cool with it, or was it different? Just kind of a yes or no. You don't have to go into it.
No. Well, I will go. I want to go. No, I want to go into it a little bit because it's a little complicated. Because, well, first of all, the way that I told her was,
There should be some training around this, by the way.
There should be
because
training.
every time I hear a gay guy talk the story about how he told people his mommy came out, it's always like horrible. Like Lane said that he didn't die, and she was relieved, and then he was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm gay." And I was like, "So you told your mom you almost died, and then you told her you were gay, and thought that was gonna like lessen it up a little bit?"
So this was when Justin and Brittany were dating, and they were on the cover of Us Weekly. And I had taken an Ambien because bedtime.
That's what you do at 15. I mean,
I was 17. And
that was very young, Chase.
it was prescribed to me. I had insomnia. I worked in bars and had school in the morning. So I had taken my Ambien, and I remember handing my mom the cover with Brittany and Justin in the denim.
yes, they were both.
The denim matching outfits that were horrible. Do you remember Justin had like a denim?
Do I remember?
That was
fedora.
they thought they were the shit.
I
They
dressed
thought they
up
were
like
great.
that with Halloween with my ex-wife.
Yes, I remember that when y'all did
it's
that.
horrible, right? But every time from now on that you look at that picture, if it ever pops up on social media, I want y'all to remember that I handed that to my mom and I said, I don't know which one's hotter. And that's how I kind of came out. Bible.
Justin or Brittany?
I don't know which one I think is hotter,
The
Justin or
problem is-
Brittany. And what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? But so that
The problem is you
moment-
still can't answer that.
I still can't answer that. Honest to God, I'd probably rather bang Brittany. Wait, hold on. 2003 Brittany.
Gotcha. Not crazy Brittany in her nightgowns.
She's not a girl.
Poor
I
thing.
had a woman.
Poor thing.
But my mom was heartbroken because she thought everything I had worked for,
Was gonna go away.
she thought nobody was going to love me anymore. Okay. So she had finally had a couple of years of her son kind
It
of
was a motherly response.
of her sitting back and watching me kind of do things and do bigger shows than she did or, than we were doing. And she was like, you're going to lose all of it. People are going to treat you differently. Was her.
She's being a mom. Worried about her son.
She was being a mom. So it was never a negative response like that. It was another thing that gave me fuel to be like, hold my beer, Mom, look what I can do.
Right.
Does she embrace it now though?
Absolutely, 100%. Look, a few years later, I got her watching Queer as Folk. And she was like, I need you to go down and get me season 3 from when you had to get the DVDs of shows, So I totally, we've got to a place where it was good. But I mean, at that time, I totally get it. There was nothing.
Right.
You
right.
couldn't be gay, really. I mean, it was kind of on TV on Will and Grace, but it was all downhill from there.
Love Will and Grace.
You know what I mean, though? I mean, that 2002.
Two. Yeah.
Whoa. In South Texas, she thought that everyone was going to hate me. And then I came out, I became myself, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, because you know why? Because people.
The people that hate fags love you.
Yeah.
That's what they
Well,
told me.
hey, do you know the people, what the people that hate fags love about you? I think when someone is 100% authentically themselves, people gravitate towards that because they want to be that. Like we all strive to be ourselves, right? And when you see someone being themselves, it's like you gravitate towards that. And so I think the reason that people gravitate towards you and your music and the whole thing is because the reason it took off so big is because you became you and people like you. There will always be people that don't, but these people do.
Preach.
And that's a really good feeling. You know what I mean? To fuck with the people that want to fuck with you and don't worry about the rest of them.
Yeah.
We've done the bad and tough questions. Well, I mean, y'all are going to end pretty softly here. So there's reflection and good. We could do the good and then reflect at the end.
I chose the last one, so it's you.
Reflect.
Reflect.
You want to do good first or you want to reflect first?
Let's do good.
Okay, let's do good.
Caca.
Okay, this is a pretty, and you can just do a little small snippet. Okay. Jarrod.
Yeah.
What 3 words come to mind when you think about Chase?
Oh. loving, magical, honest.
Chase, what are your 3 words?
Funny, daddy, friend.
All right, we're gonna end with a
I'm
little
crying.
reflection.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
Why? And so, Jarrod, I'm gonna ask you about Chase. Do you think that he is misunderstood? The Chase Brown that the showman Chase Brown, and then the person that you know, like, would people develop a misunderstanding about who he really is as a person?
No, I don't think he's misunderstood at all. I think that I think that what he provides to the people as Chase Brown, the performer, is authentic and real. And I think they love it and they understand it and they're here for it. And then I think on the flip side, the Chase Brown that he allows us to see, his kind of core group, that's not misunderstood either. And I what's interesting is I think all of us understand that. Like, I think all of us know the difference between the two. But no, I definitely don't think misunderstood. I think what he provides the people in his performance is authentic and genuine. They know it, they believe it, they feel it. And if you see Chase out on the street, that is what you get. And then for us in the background, like those of us that are close to him, that's all authentic and real and not misunderstood. Yeah.
When was the last time, Jarrod, you were proud of Chase?
Oh, Saturday night. I mean, we hadn't seen Chase in a show since we took Joey Andrade to his show the last time he played at Greeks. And we were just so proud. I mean, we were so excited to bring Jackson's girlfriend to see Chase.
The guy, is it the new girlfriend?
Yeah.
Right? Okay,
Haley.
What I want to know, what on the drive home?
We got to talk about that. We talk about it later.
Yeah. I mean, it's just,
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, I mean, that's, we're always proud to show Chase off. I mean, Chase the performer. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I can't, anytime that we have the availability to do that, we're going to do it. And especially with like friends and family and even Jackson was so excited. I mean, he had sent Haley videos and like all the little things so she understood and he explained to her what she was walking into, because if you don't know what you're walking into, it can be a little shocking and jarring. But yes, that makes us so proud. And we're so proud of him all the time. I mean, and if, the Las Vegas thing, watching him grow from basically the first time we saw him, which was in 2007, 2008 to today, 2022. I mean, it's just so much growth, and we're just so proud of what he's done. I mean, yeah.
Chase, when was the last time you were proud of Jarrod?
So Jarrod's kids and I have, we all have a different relationship, but we have a special relationship with each of us, So like I have a little moment with Sawyer and I have a little moment with Jackson, and I make a point to just really kind of
Try to be there.
be a good uncle, and not just be like a flyby, like, oh, I'm in town for a day, I'll see you in 10 years or whatever, but really, and I mean, one of his kids was crying the other night because I didn't spend the night. It makes me proud that his kids love me so much. No, I think he's done such a good job with his kids that it should be the pride of his life, and it is the pride of his life, and it makes me the most proud when I get to kind of see the different personalities of the kids that he's raised, and like Reed text me something about a TikTok, and then just Sawyer being upset that I'm not there. I'm like, oh, I love that. And Jackson messaging me about his girlfriend. And so I'm just proud of what he's created in this world. I'm proud of what he's leaving behind in this world. That's what is important is what you leave, right?
Yeah.
You're just the best.
I mean,
that's why I said daddy, because literally daddy, he's daddy to me. That's what I'm proud of. I wish everybody raised their kids half as good as him and Renee raised their kids, because then we would all be fine. So that's what I'm proud of. You're a good daddy.
I wear a bracelet that says, "What would Jarrod do?"
What would Jarrod
please.
do?
Whenever I'm thinking about what to do with my daughter, I'm like, "What would Jarrod do?"
You should. Well,
Raising kids ain't for the faint of heart. It's hard. It
Well,
ain't easy.
I mean, I'm running his daughter into wooden door frames before the podcast.
Hey, because of Jarrod.
Shout out to Lucy.
Hey, because of Jarrod, I know she'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
So,
Yeah, you don't let it.
did y'all enjoy doing this kind of little?
I did.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was different.
interesting.
Yeah, it's not questions we would I think it's questions that we know about each other, but it's not something we necessarily would
go
talk out
to.
loud.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's good to kind of
About-
talk those things out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
no,
Just like,
I love that we did that.
Yeah, it
Thank
was
you.
good.
yeah.